Hey everyone, welcome to this daily Sidereal Astrology forecast for Wednesday, May 20th, 2020. Alright, so today we have the moon shifting into fiery Aries as we do close out this current lunar month. We do have a new moon on Friday, so we are in the ending phase of the lunar cycle. Good to complete some things and maybe create a bit of space in our life. But with that being said, with the moon in Aries, it's suggesting that it might be a good day for taking initiative. In fact, this was the location of the last new moon, the last lunar cycle. So maybe pulling and drawing from these things we've learned this past month around taking initiative, cultivating our needs and desires, and being independent, which could be the theme here today. So also today we have Venus retrograde squaring Neptune exact. So this has been going on since May 4th, and it's been this sort of re-examining, in this case now, maybe re-examining some of our ideals, especially ideals with relationships perhaps, maybe our enjoyments, our values, resources. Good time of reworking, rethinking these ideals, and maybe starting to take some action towards them in a way that we're willing to experiment and try new things. All right, so let's take a look at all of this here in more detail when I return. All right, so here is the sky for this Wednesday. And again, we are using the actual visible sky, which is different from mainstream astrology. So if you are new to the channel, and especially if you notice some of the signs that I mentioned are different, be sure to check out that link down below for more information. All right, so let's take a look here at the moon's placement, which is very important for the daily energy. And in this case, in fiery Aries, where we had the last lunar month. So in this case, themes likely today around completing things from this month regarding initiative, regarding cultivating our needs and desires, regarding for some of us independence, right? Aries, the ram, is about thrusting forward. It is about taking initiative, getting into some of that fiery energy. With that being said, though, being the ending phase of the cycle, it does tend to lower energy for the lunar month in the sense that it's good to complete some things, right? So if there is anything to complete that requires initiative or cultivating your needs or independence, could be a really good day of doing that. And then as we get into later in the week, as we get closer to Friday, we'll start to feel the new beginnings. So as we get into Saturday onwards, it'll be this kind of fresh new start with whatever it is we're finalizing or releasing this current lunar month. So in terms of the aspects, we do have Venus now squaring up to Neptune exact, which has been really dragged out because Venus has been retrograde. And so back around May 4th, so a couple weeks ago, Venus squared up to Neptune direct. She's now gone retrograde, and now she's passing over this square again. So in this case, Venus represents our values, relationships, enjoyments, resources, and Neptune is the deep water planet that rules Pisces, right? The oceans of life. And so in this case, if there are any ideals on one level that do come up regarding these Venusian things, could be a good time of maybe starting to set some intentions towards them. But intentions in a way that we're willing to be flexible, because the retrograde, lots of things change, right? Venus is about values, and so our values are changing. Maybe some of our agreements are changing if it's relationship for you. Anything that's Venusian is good to be reworking at this time. So good for implementation though, because retrogrades aren't necessarily a good time to just kind of sit back. It is a good time to take action and implement. Just make sure that you're flexible, right? Because values change, information changes, agreements change. And so we just want to have that plan A, B, C, and D, have as much flexibility and experiment, right, during the retrograde, because a lot can be learned, a lot can be enjoyed with Venus, a lot can be understood, right, as we go through this reworking process. So it could be some deep water energy here today. How can we practice on another level? Maybe things like compassion, receptivity, what's important to us on a soul level with those Venusian things, which again could be our enjoyments, values, relationships, things on that level. All right, so that's the most important thing here today, but the moon will be also passing over independent Uranus in Aries here. So we could be feeling maybe our true self coming out a little bit. Maybe having some new and different experiences could be good. And Uranus in general is great for experimentation as well. Getting outside of our comfort zone a little bit to see how we can, again, cultivate some of this fiery, direct, or initiating energy. Especially with the moon sextiling up to Mars, there was a lot of themes around that fire, even though, again, we are in the ending phase of the cycle, and we do have this deep water energy coming in with Venusian things. All right, everyone, so that's the day in a nutshell. Most important thing is new moon around the corner. I'll make a video on that tomorrow, and closing out this current lunar month. So good to complete things, especially if it involves taking any initiative or cultivating our needs that have been great to develop this past lunar month that we can finalize here today. All right, so everyone have a fantastic day. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to click that like button if you haven't yet. If you're new to the channel, subscribe for more daily videos, and I'll see you all tomorrow for the next daily forecast. Take care.